Welcome, everybody. I'm Gretchen Curry, and I am the owner of StaffLink. StaffLink is a St. Louis-based home health service that provides primarily services to seniors. We work a lot with family caregivers. Today, I am here representing Senior Resource Options. It's a group that I am a member of, and Senior Resource Options does exactly what it says it does. It provides senior resources to family caregivers. Today, I have the honor and the pleasure to interview a friend of mine, Denise Lee. Denise Lee is a certified professional organizer, and she owns a company by the name of Clear Spaces. Denise is credentialed as a hoarding specialist with specific credentials in working with the elderly. She is also a certified senior advisor. So we are going to allow Denise to share information that we believe is important to family caregivers to understand about hoarding. Denise, first, will you share a little information about your company, Clear Spaces, and a little bit of information about the field of professional organizers?
Thank you, and thank you for this opportunity to speak.
You're welcome.
Very important topic. Clear Spaces is a professional organizing company based in St. Louis, and we, like other professional organizers, help people achieve their goals by planning and helping to implement those plans for folks to achieve greater organization in their lives. It's all focused on what the client's goals are, and we help people develop better organizing habits and have a happier life as a result of that.
And tell me a little bit about your company, Clear Spaces.
So, thank you. So Clear Spaces, we focus on folks who have had lifelong issues becoming organizing, and those issues have resulted in some rather negative impacts in their lives. So we work with folks of all ages, and basically I say from like 5 to 95, and we, as I said, just help folks become better organized.
Okay, very good. So tell me what is important for family caregivers and professional caregivers or people in the senior industry to understand about hoarding and seniors.
Okay, that's a good question. So first of all, between 2 and 5% of the population is actively hoarding, which is a significant number. And odds are that the folks who are watching this know somebody who is hoarding. Hoarding can start young in life, and if it's left untreated, it will, it can worsen. And sometimes hoarding starts a little bit later in life. There is something called secondary hoarding, in which the hoarding behaviors are the result of some other underlying conditions, such as dementia, maybe a traumatic brain injury, ADHD, sometimes, and schizophrenia. So hoarding can provide a very dangerous situation for somebody, in addition to social isolation, which is something we can all appreciate right now in the middle of a pandemic. It provides a dangerous situation in which somebody might fall. There's the risk of fires, increased risk of foodborne illnesses due to food not being stored properly or stored too long, and poor nutrition, poor hygiene, self-neglect. And these are all things that are very worrying and put somebody at increased risk. In fact, fires and falls are the sentinel events that often lead to the discovery of hoarding behavior.
Oh, wow. So share with us today about how a professional organizer like yourself would help a family caregiver or a senior who needs and wants to address the hoarding behavior and the hoarding situation.
Okay. First thing to know is that a professional comes in as an objective party and a neutral party. It can be very difficult for family members to work with somebody in their family who's hoarding because there's that emotional tie, and that's going to color everything that is done. But with a professional, that neutrality can really help that the person who is hoarding reframe things and perhaps take a different perspective. Also, the communication skills that professional has can really help in just opening up the person who is hoarding to the idea of help. There's this acronym called LEAP, and that is listen, empathize, accept, and partner. LEAP is very handy to just use that as a tool to help a person kind of go through the discovery process that maybe help is needed. And I do want to emphasize that acceptance is not the same thing as condoning something. You know, accepting something means this is where we're at and this is where we're going to start. It's not making excuses for something. It's not saying something's okay. It's just looking at what your starting point is. So those communication skills and the neutrality and the objectivity can really help a professional make headway where a family member may not be able to.
I would imagine, Denise, there are a lot of broken family relationships because of.
Yeah, it's really sad, and isolation is a huge risk with hoarding behavior already. But yeah, broken relationships, part of it.
Denise, do you have any local resources that you can share with family caregivers and professionals in the senior industry about where people can go for more help?
Yeah. So the first thing to know is if somebody truly is in danger because of their hoard, bring in the Division of Aging. You know, they are professionals and they will be able to make a decision on what is the appropriate next step. That hotline number is 1-800-392-0210. That is a handy resource to have. Additionally, there is a whole group of professional organizers who belong to the National Association of Productivity and Organizing Professionals. That's NAPO, N-A-P-O, and it's napo.net. That is another group to look at to find a professional organizer. Organizers who specialize in chronic disorganization, and hoarding does fall under that category, can often be found in the Institute for Challenging Disorganization. That is a professional group that is composed of not only professional organizers, but also mental health professionals who are dedicated to this whole broad topic of challenging disorganization. And the Institute of Challenging Disorganization, or ICD as we call it, not the same thing as coding diagnostics, can be found at challengingdisorganization.org.
Very good. Well, it's good to know that there's a lot of help out there.
Yes, there is. And additionally, there's also the St. Louis Behavioral Medicine Institute, which provides multidisciplinary help to folks who are hoarding. They can be found at slbmi.com, St. Louis Behavioral Medicine Institute. And one of the reasons I like them is they also provide a sliding scale, which can be very important when it's somebody who is hoarding.
Okay, very good, very good. And what about the professional organizers, local art group? Did you mention them?
So the local chapter of St. Louis Organizers is napostl.com. So there is a local chapter of organizers who are in St. Louis.
Okay. And Denise, please provide us with your contact information. How would someone reach you for help?
Well, thank you. So my website is clearspaces.org. You can send me an email through the website, or you can send me an email directly at denise@clearspaces.org. You can also call me at 314-956-2282.
Thank you. So as we wrap up today, Denise, I will say one of the things I'm walking away with is hoarding is not about the stuff at all. It's really about the mental health and emotional health of the person who is actually in the act of hoarding.
That is absolutely spot on. It's all about the person.
Well, I don't think we could have found a better professional organizer in the St. Louis area to share with us about seniors and hoarding. So as a member of Senior Resource Options, I want to thank you for agreeing to come on board today and be interviewed for our program that we want to present to the St. Louis community, family caregivers, and professionals in the industry about seniors. And seniors and hoarding was spot on today.
Well, thank you so much for this opportunity. I so appreciate it. And it's such an important topic.
It is indeed.